Hello guys, this is Ratu498 and this is two commentary battles done on Shogun 2 Total War. The first one's a 1v1 and the second one I'll be showing you is a 2v2 with a friend of mine from Huntsman, Bobby. So this is my army. I've got three monk bowmen. I've got a couple of Nagati samurai, the spear guys. I've got a few katana. I believe I've got a katana hero as well in this. And I've got a couple of matchlocks. I believe they're the monk matchlocks. And I've got 5 cav. I've got 2 great guard. I've got 2 yari, and I've got a katana as well. So I'm going to send my cav out wide on the flanks. Both flanks are going to have some cav if you look at the minimap. And my opponent's got all his cav hidden at the moment, so I had no idea where they were. My opponent's got a few bow units. He's got about 4 bow units. He's got some katana samurai, and he's got a katana hero as well. And realistically, he's got kind of the same kind of army. The only difference is he's got no matchlocks. So if you look here, he's popped 3 of his cav out from the forest. I saw him quick enough and I managed to run away. Over here I've got 1 great guard and 1 yari. So you'll probably find they might have been able to take him anyway, but I've got quite a bit of experience on my yari cav. I love them, so they've all got 5 at the moment. And I've got a cav out on the other flank, and I've got another cav unit behind. So I'm going to pull my cav unit that was behind round to the 2 on this side, which is going to give me 3 over here. So it'll be even numbers then. So the one thing I noticed was the fact that on this side my opponent had no spearmen. All his spearmen were positioned on the other side. So it was very easy for me to get cav into there if I destroy his cav. So I've got my bows out front, I've got my spearmen behind me with my matchlocks behind that, and then I've got all my sword infantry behind that. So there's a few of my spear guys. I only just worked out the other day that I can actually change the colour on my units and everything. I never even bothered having a look, to be honest. So I had a bit of fun with that today, so some of them may look a little bit dodgy, but I was just messing around with them. So here's my opponent's cav. He's going to start moving them in now. This is where the battle's going to start. And he's going to charge my cav, and I'm going to let him do it. I'm at the top of a hill, so I'm going to let him charge me. If you see there, I'm just behind the edge of the hill, so it doesn't matter to me. I've got a great guard up there, or yari and a katana, I believe, so I'll be able to beat these guys off pretty easy. And what he does is he targets all 3 of his cav into 1 unit. So when I order my attack, it's kind of I surround him basically pretty quickly with my units, as all 3 of his went into 1 of mine. The archers just started firing off against each other. My opponent has an advantage with his archers. He has a couple with some very good experience on, and he also has an extra unit than me. So he's got his swords behind his archers, but as I said, on this side he's got no spearmen. I've got 1 matchlock unit now, which I'm pulling out wide, and I really screw up. I gave it no support at all. Over on this side, as you can see, I routed those guys away. I lost 1 unit, I believe. Oh no, I didn't. No, I got all 3 of my units still. But it's great guard, pretty good. They are in cav battles, so you're pretty sure if you're going up against normal cav, you're going to win if you've got a great guard in there. So here I whack into the back of one of his katana samurai with one of my cav units, and my other cav unit targeted in on his archers. As I said, no spears at all on this side, so you'd have to bring them across. So it gave me a good chance to come in and do some damage on this side. As you can see there, he's got spears to the centre and to the left, but nothing to the right. So it was pretty easy for me to come in there. I managed to lose a matchlock unit there, and I'm just about to use another matchlock unit here. Didn't see his cav charge, just my bad basically. I just wasn't watching. I was watching what was happening on the other side. And that cav unit came in and decimated this matchlock unit really. And by the time I saw it, my cav arrived just a bit too late. I also get a couple of pikes over, or spearmen or whatever they're called, in this, to come over and help out with this cav as well. So on this side over here now, I've got my cav engaged with his bows and his swords. He still hasn't moved any spearmen across yet, but he tries to pull his cav out, but as he does, my cav hit, so they're going to pin him in place when the spears come along. I believe my opponent's sent some spears. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's my opponent's spears. So as you can see now, he's got basically his right flank, well his left flank, my right flank, is been overwhelmed by cav, and he's lost a huge amount of men for those cav units, and also his cav units took out 3 cav before they even started. So now I'm going to start my main attack up the hill, and I've got Katana, I've got some Nagati Samurai, Katana Samurai, and I've got Katana Hero as well running through there. So that's all these guys. As I say, look some. I'm sorry, I played around with their colours earlier. So my opponent doesn't actually finish this battle. He quits it. He says good game, but he quits it. So my guys are going in. My cav's disengaged now, and I've got my spearman and my swordsman down there. I think it was some. Oh, I got some Donachi as well. Donachi. I think I said it right then for the first time. I got some Donachi as well. I've got 2 of them, I think. So they're fighting the spearman on the left. As you can see, the battle's just engaged there, and I've pulled my cav around the back. And this is really the point where he thinks enough's enough for him, and he says good game here. He does. I've got cav coming in on the other flank. I've gone on the ground there, sorry. I'll bring my Avatar General up, give everyone a little bit of a boost and whack into the swords. Stop them from getting a charge of my guys coming up the hill. And my cav goes in the back, and this is where he quits the game. So it was a good game to my opponent. Thank you for playing. Basically I just wanted to show you there the difference between, you know, how easy it is if you've got no spears on that side. This is a 2v2 by the way with me and Bobby. It just kind of answered my question that I was asking in another video, basically, you know, how many spearmen you should take. And the real answer to it really is just as many as you need to defend your army. I mean, if you've got a large army, then the more the better. If you've got a relatively small army and you can defend it with 2, then take 2. If you need 4 or 5, take 4 or 5. It really does depend on what kind of army you're bringing. My opponent should have had more. So this blue army over here, this pretty blue colour, is Bobby's army. And this blue army over here is my opponent. And the red in the background is Bobby's opponent, and I'm the white player who's going to start coming up the hill. So my opponent's got a load of bowmen, cav, normal balanced build basically he's got. And I've got the same, just a normal balanced build with some Katana Samurai, Nagati, pretty much the same kind of build I had last time. I've only got 1 matchlock unit this time. So I pull up onto the top of the hill. This has kind of got 2 little hills on the same hill, so I'm at the top of the bottom hill basically, and there's a little hill going up the top of it as well. So I swing my cav around the side, and my opponent gets in the trees on the top of the hill, which is buggered at me really, because the archers were an absolute nightmare to hit in the trees. So I rush a couple of my cav in, and they're gone for his archers, try and deal with a few of them. Bob's has moved over some of his bow cavalry, and they're shooting on his archers as well. And as you can see, some of the red guy's men have already moved around on my side. His whole army's going to come up this hill with his allies, so he's going to make things a little bit tough for me. But as you can see, moving down here, we've got just basically a bow skirmish going on, which I seem to be winning, surprisingly, but I had a couple of cav units come in and whack 1 of the 2 of his bow units, so they'd have been heavily depleted. And basically I didn't mind if he had the hill or not, it wasn't really a problem. I just wanted to get rid of these bow units because they were really difficult to hit in those trees, wasted a lot of ammo. So my cav are going to swing round. My opponent brings a couple of spears up in a second. My opponent's cav have gone into Bob's, and Bob's sends in a couple of pike units, I believe, to try and get rid of them. I'm going to keep calling them pikes, I believe they're spearmen, I'm so sorry. So he brings in a couple of spear units to deal with those, and my guy brings in some spears down the bottom to deal with my cav, so I'm going to send in a Donachi unit to try and deal with them. I'm also going to rush forward my musketeer unit, try and get it on top of the hill. Musketeer unit. Musket. So here's the Bob's opponent's archers, and they're firing off. Bob's is now just in a archer skirmish with his guy. and my guy's moving the rest of his army up this hill now. My guy's cav whacked into the side after going into Bobby. It came around the flank and came into me, so I just moved some spears in and run my archers away, and it seemed quite effective. I think that's an Ashgari matchlock unit, not musketeer, matchlock unit, and they're getting pretty raped, to be honest. So I probably shouldn't have done that with them, but they were getting really raped sitting there. So my Donachini unit is now moving up. I believe that's my Donachi unit. And they've come in to attack these spear guys. My bows are now repositioned, so they're going to keep firing down again. My cav have had to pull back off that flank as my opponent's brought some spears in. So they're going to have to pull back and come around a different way. And as you can see now, they're going to go straight through the centre by the looks of it. So I'm going to pull 3 back away again. And 2 of my guys are going to go straight running in. Sorry about that, gone underground again. Going to run straight into these katana guys. I believe these are katana samurai. And the katana cav are a lot better at dealing with these infantry units than the Yari cav. The Yari cav really sit a lot better at the cav on cav battles, but their charge bonus is amazing and can just literally floor a unit really, really quick. So as you can see now, I'm just moving all my men up onto the hill. Bobby's opponent has now got all his men up onto this hill as well. So I'm in for a bloody fight up the top of this hill now. Bob's is starting to swing around on this guy, so he's just going to start archering him basically. Lots of arrows flying in on him, and he's not really going to commit a huge amount of men in at the moment. The longer I can keep him pinned and Bob's going to get 3 shots off, the more chance there is of it being successful if I get destroyed. Bob's opponent brings some cav straight into the centre of his ranks, so Bob's has to deal with that. My opponent's brought some cav into my ranks, so I've had to move some spears across to deal with that. And I've got all my units just basically through the centre of this guy. I've got a couple of cav units, I've got some Donachi, some katana in there as well, and I'm going to have more units moving in as soon as the flanks are finished off. As you can see, I've nearly done those cav units down there. A couple of cav units down there. I need some spears, and I think I've got a katana down there as well fighting, which probably isn't the best thing, but hey ho. So as you can see, it's a big bulk of opponent's players in the centre. There's just a huge amount of men, and Bobs keeps coming in and out and poking them, as he loves to do with his horses. So he's going to keep poking them as I'm pinning them in place basically. He's got his archers all just firing off. So realistically, it's just kind of like a holding tactic for me. I mean, my opponent's dead now, really, so my job is done. It's just a case of now I'm just going to hold them up as quickly as possible until Bobs can get the right position to come round and defeat this guy with minimal losses. So I've got pretty good veterans. My Donachi and my cav, especially. I do like my cav. So they're pretty good. I haven't got many veteran archers at the moment, which is quite disappointing. So as you can see here, basically Bobs is now starting to encircle him. As you can see, he's moving cav round. My cav's going around as well, and the cav are going to start coming in from behind the opponents now. And we're going to start doing some damage. So as you can see now, basically we've just kind of boxed him in, and now we're just going to crush him. So as soon as he's boxed and the player's got nowhere to run, my cav's gone in the back, Bob's is going to come in the back, and now his units are coming into melee. So I've moved a few of my units back to the top of the hill where I originally came from as well, to stop them from running away that way. My archer's still firing off as far as I can believe. And from the looks of it, this battle's pretty much done. So I'd like to say good game to my opponents. Thank you very much for playing. Good game to Bobby. And I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Please do rate, comment and subscribe. Any comments about the commentary style or anything at all would be most appreciated. So I'll see you guys soon. See you later. Bye bye.